Struggling to make your brand memorable? At Jessica Larson Designs, I specialize in creating powerful logos, cohesive branding, and high-impact print and website designs that bring your business to life. I know how hard it is to stand out in today's market. That's why I work closely with small businesses across the U.S. to craft unique, eye-catching designs that leave a lasting impression. Ready to transform your brand from just okay to unforgettable? Let's connect at jessicalarsondesigns.com.
Did you know that fees associated with real estate closings are virtually the same from one title company to the next? So what sets South Oak Title apart? Effective communication, customer service, expertise, and technology. If you're buying or selling real estate, refinancing a residential or commercial property, tell your realtor you want to close with South Oak Title. South Oak Title, with locations across the Southeast, including Panama City Beach, Inlet Beach, Destin, and Fort Walton Beach. Visit them online at southoaktitle.com.
Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts and Deli. Call 763-1627.
WVLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the next evolution of sports talk radio. The biggest stories and the biggest reactions.
Now.
And now we're taking
With the first pick.
This is the last ball you got to bat.
the Inside Drive. From college to the pros, interviews with the newsmakers, sports betting, your phone calls, and more. And now, the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And we are back Wednesday morning here in the Florida Panhandle. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. 104.3 in Panama City and Panama City Beach, 101.9 in Port St. Joe along the beautiful Forgotten Coast. Jay, let's see if I can type on Facebook and do our intro at the same time. I'm going to test my skills here. But yeah, Port St. Joe, beautiful down there. You can check us out on 101.9 and always Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Just search it up, ESPN Northwest Florida. 3 great shows, all local, streaming live every day, Monday through Friday. Coach James Hale Show from 7 to 9 right here on the Inside Drive from 11 to 1. Of course, the Afternoon Underdogs from 4 to 6 as well. A lot of fun on the family of networks here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Got a good show lined up for you today. Jay's back. Jay, how we doing?
Doing fine, Brian.
Excellent. Mighty fine, right? That's good. Good.
Yes, sir.
Weather's trying to get a little cooler. I saw in the forecast maybe about 7 to 10 days we're going to get a little dip.
Yes, sir.
And maybe we'll get a little bit of actual fall. But
Yep.
yeah, there's a little tropical thing down there in the Gulf again. But hey, this is the time of the year. I don't really have to think we need to worry too much about it. It looks like whatever it does, if it does form into something, it's kind of going to the South Florida direction. But of course, you can listen to Jay's ex-girlfriend, Joanna, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida to find out all your pertinent weather information.
Joanna told me that she was going to be named Sarah if she develops into a woman. If she develops into a woman, she'll be named Sarah.
Wait, so what was she before?
She was a girl.
Oh, so you were dating a girl.
So is that how it goes? Like for girls, they start out with a girl name, and then once they become a woman, they get a new name.
So Joanna's not a girl name or not a woman name?
The hurricane, the potential tropical storm.
Oh.
Down there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking
You
about.
had me.
I was like, wait a second. Do I need to call some people? So that's the next one is a Sarah?
Sarah, yeah.
Okay. So we haven't even got through the alphabet yet.
No.
They said at the beginning of this season, we're going to have a million storms this year. We're going to go all the way into the Greek alphabet again.
No.
Here we are. We haven't even missed T. We haven't even made it to T yet.
Nope. Nope.
Hopefully we don't make it to see.
You got that right.
Hopefully the season ends with Sarah. We got Keith Fleming coming up at 11:20. We're going to talk some college football playoff ranking as the second set was just released last night. We've also got some big games coming up this weekend. A lot of those big games right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. All right, let me finish this real quick. Jay, tell everybody something fun.
Something fun? Let me think about it. What is today?
Talk a little bit about what you moved from Monday to Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
What did I move from Monday?
I don't know. You said you had a bunch of things that got moved from Monday to Tuesday.
Yeah, the weather got us Monday, and then...
So you were right.
Yeah,
you were right.
yeah.
Okay, I was like, the golf course was open on Monday.
but rain...
Yeah, rain. I see. I wasn't here. It rained most of the day.
Yeah.
It hadn't rained in a while. So
how about the trip, though?
You're supposed to be talking, not me. Not me.
He's trying to...
I'm trying to finish my intros here. I was a little late on doing my intro part.
No, we did. We've got one more week of junior golf out at Bay Point.
Didn't have one this past Monday.
No, but we
the finale
is Monday.
Yeah.
But
how's that been going?
Good. Yeah, we've 15 kids worked on pitching yesterday until dark.
What were you selling?
Pitching.
No, what were you selling? You were pitching stuff, so what were you trying to sell?
No, pitching.
Oh, with the golf club. I thought you were just trying to, develop a nice fleet of sales boys and girls to get out there and tell them to go to golfwithjay.com.
No. Or, if you want to, check it out.
You're missing an opportunity to have a fleet or a team of young salesmen and women get out there and promote your brand.
There you go.
That's what it's all about, right? So pitching, huh?
Pitching. Yeah. So
very important, that pitching.
It is. You got to get the ball
in
up
multiple sports.
Yep.
Multiple sports.
So yesterday we did, or I put down a rope to basically do like an imaginary river on the green, so they could hit it over the imaginary river.
You just got a hose and made a real river. I don't know if Dustin would have liked that, but
we could have.
Oh goodness.
But, no, we'll finish up Monday with a drive, chip, and putt championship.
Ooh, so, I still wish that wasn't so political. I'd love to get one at Bay Point.
Nah, I know, man.
But you gotta I don't know.
I know.
You gotta host. I don't know. The sections are just like anything. It's all political.
We'll just do a local version of it and call it a day.
Yeah. Maybe we can appeal for some qualifiers to get into their regional, because what goes local, regional, and of course at Augusta National.
That's right. Yeah.
Nice. Big games this weekend. All right, I think I'm good, Jay. You don't have to keep talking. I am going to put you on the spot here in a few minutes with your normal Tuesday thing that we missed yesterday.
Gotcha.
Real quick, do you want to talk about University Academy boys soccer and middle school girls? Boys soccer got a nice Mercy Rule 8-0 victory. I don't know who they were playing. It was at home again, second home game of the season. That UA boys soccer team is looking very stout, undefeated so far in the season, and I think they've outscored their opponents in 3 games, 19-0.
Oof.
But they got a lot of good players, a lot of Bay United kids. A lot of kids have been playing together for a long time, and they're playing on their new turf field, having a good time. But the big news from yesterday was UA on the road against Jenks Middle School in girls basketball. And UA just played fantastic, ended up winning that big upset 33-22. So great to see that. The girls just hustled, played hard, and hey, it was a much-needed victory. We dropped our first one. They're now 3-1 on the season. And we're hoping to continue to win because the UA gym should be open in mid-December. And if the girls can host a playoff game, they might get to host a game there at UA.
How about that?
Because the boys got to play the first ever soccer game on the new field. And boys basketball starts after the winter break. So the boys will probably be the first team to use the gym. So if the girls could maybe get a little game in there, actually. But it's coming along nice. Beautiful gyms. We're one of the best middle school gyms in probably the whole state of Florida.
Very nice.
Just looking good.
Cool.
Just to catch you up too, Jay, we've got 3 high school football playoff games coming up this Friday. We'll start with the 4A championship. Arnold will be taking on Choctawhatchee on the road at Choctaw. That's Friday at 7 p.m. Winner of that game will face the winner of Escambia and Riverside. And then on the 3A state championship side, we've got Bay High in the Quadrant 1. They're taking on number 1 seed Rains. That is in Jacksonville. Again, like we mentioned yesterday, if you can help them out, it's going to cost a little over $6,000 just to get there, Jay. Not even any food, not even to stay.
I've seen it firsthand.
I bet you have.
Yeah, so it does. It takes a lot of money. Yeah.
And, we talked a lot about that. So if you want to help out these programs, so we got 3 Bay County teams here that are playing in the postseason, and it's expensive when you go on the road in the postseason, of course. So the winner of that game, Rains and Bay, will take on the winner of Wakulla and Menendez, not to be confused with the Menendez brothers.
Well, they were on Dateline Friday night.
Yeah. See, I knew you would know. I knew you would know. Dateline's locked in on you for.
Is that like the 90s? That happened in the 90s, right?
It happened 35 years ago.
Jeez.
I think 1989 is when it occurred.
Yeah, that
and
makes
they
sense.
were like picked up in 1990 or something.
Yeah, 35 years they've been in prison.
And then they got married about 7 years later. I didn't know anything about it, and so I researched it yesterday after he mentioned it. I was like, what?
And I mentioned it again just for you, Jay.
Was that the one in the Cable Guy at the very end where basically
Cable Guy.
the Cable Guy? But
such a good movie. I haven't watched that in a long time.
But it was the Menendez brothers, like the final trial, right?
Yes.
And it got to the verdict.
Yeah.
And he fell on the
on the satellite.
On the satellite.
Yeah. I like how they
tied
that in there.
Yeah.
They tied that into the. I forgot about that. Menendez brothers' trial was tied into Cable Guy.
Oh man,
good stuff. Good stuff. All right, moving right along in the 5A state championship. Your Mosley Dolphins will be hosting Fleming Island coming up this Friday night. I'm assuming the coverage starts.
Yeah, Coach Brian Haddad is going to be running the afternoon underdogs from 4 till 6, and they'll start the high school football pregame show right around 5:30, I would imagine, and run until about 6:30. Then Robert Fleming and Kyle Wright will take you there from 6:30 to 7, and then we'll be on the call from 7 until the end of the game. Fleming Island's got it's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah.
Just from, again, I haven't watched Fleming Island, but just looking at their statistics and their schedule, they've, you know what game I'm most interested in the high school playoffs?
Which one? I think you kind of mentioned it yesterday.
I did mention it yesterday, yeah. Mariana is playing Florida High.
Ooh.
That is going to be a good game. Mariana's got the undefeated season. Florida High gave the black eye to Mosley, so that's going to be an interesting game for sure.
And really, we could see another Niceville Mosley matchup potentially in this quadrant of the state tournament between the region. They could end up meeting each other in the region finals if they were both to win their region quarterfinal and semifinal games. So it's going to be fun. But hey, we don't always have a ton of opportunity for playoff high school football here in Bay County. We obviously travel quite a bit making the postseason, but get out there Friday night. 7 p.m. kickoff, pack out Tommy Oliver Stadium, support those Mosley Dolphins, and support Bay County high school football. And if you're making the road trip, enjoy that as well. But we'll keep you posted on that as we approach the 15th coming up this Friday, Jay. Mm-hmm. Thanksgiving is, 2 weeks from tomorrow?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You got your tree up yet?
Do you?
Yeah, I put it up yesterday.
Did you really?
Yeah, Beth had a bunch of showings yesterday, and so I had some time in the morning, so I put the big monstrosity up.
The fake? Did you go fake? Or?
Yeah, we always go fake.
Yeah. White lights, colored lights?
Well, this particular one has the option to go white or colored, and they do different things.
Okay.
So we got it white right now, your traditional Christmas tree action.
Yeah.
I wonder why it wasn't like red or yellow.
Yeah.
White was the consistent color, and then all the other colors made up the opposite option.
Right. It was colored back, 30 years ago. Everybody had the colored lights, and so yeah. But did you ever string popcorn?
No.
And put the popcorn on the tree?
No, I never did popcorn.
Yeah.
My mom used to do tinsel quite a bit growing up.
Oh yeah, but just toss it up there. No, that's like icing or something, or
icing on the Christmas
frosting,
icicles.
Well, they make
icicles.
You still gotta hook them though. You can't just throw glass at the tree.
You know what I'm talking about though?
No,
I think that is tinsel. That is tinsel.
Well, tinsel,
right?
you still gotta wrap it around the tree.
I thought that's garland.
Garland and tinsel.
There was this silver stuff that you would just
and dogs can't eat it because it'll tear up their stomach.
It may be.
Yeah. But I mean, I was just thinking, I'm just picturing you standing in front of the tree and just throwing it at the tree, more so than, wrapping it around. Because I think it was on a
It's
string.
basically like tinsel without on a string, though. Like, I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh,
And
so it wasn't on a string. You could just boop, boop,
Yeah.
boop.
Yeah.
What do you do when you take it down?
Good question. I think you just shake it out.
Shake it out?
Yeah, just shake it out.
Some may say shake it off.
Right.
But Jeff, we're approaching Thanksgiving.
I know.
Weeks later.
Crazy.
All right, let's dive into it. Let's get it started. The second edition of the college football playoff rankings came out last night, Jay. And obviously, with all the upsets over the weekend, there have certainly been some changes. Your number 1, 2, 3, and 4 seed aren't necessarily ranked that way in the top 25, but the way the top 4 seeds work, it's the team with the best record that quote unquote going to win their conference. So it's projecting it right now, but it's got the Oregon Ducks, quack, quack. I got them as the national champions, as the number 1 overall seed, which we know that the number 1 overall seed usually doesn't hold true all the way throughout the rest of the season, but hey, there's a first time for everything. Number 2 seed right now, after the Georgia Bulldogs lost to the LSU Tigers, is the Texas Longhorns. And then our favorite underdog, I don't even know if they're an underdog anymore, but our favorite team that we already like team here on the Inside Drive, the BYU Cougars, after their huge victory 22-21 this past weekend over the Utes, have that number 3 seed right now. And then, of course, the Miami Hurricanes, despite losing to Georgia Tech and dropping their first game of the season, still retain that number 4 seed as the ACC champions. But watch out for those SMU Mustangs, as they are right there on the heels of Miami. Could be a little Miami SMU ACC championship. That would certainly be a fun one. But your official top 25, Oregon Ducks, Ohio State Buckeyes, Texas Longhorns, Penn State back up to number 4, Indiana number 5, its highest ranking of its ever, as this is the first time their program went 10-0. The BYU Cougars number 6, Tennessee number 8, Tennessee number 7, Notre Dame number 8, the Hurricanes number 9, Alabama Crimson Tide after that huge victory over LSU, now 7-2, ranked 10th. Ole Miss Rebels 11th, and the Georgia Bulldogs are 12th, but not currently in the college football playoff ranking. Top 12. You know why?
Why?
Because what is the 12th seed?
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
It's the group of the best group of 5 team, which right now is the Boise State Broncos out of the Mountain West. So your first round matchups that would be on campus, you've got number 9 Notre Dame versus at number 8 Tennessee. Winner of that game plays Oregon. It's the number 1 seed. The way everything's kind of shaping out,
It's like the worst
it's
seed to
not
be.
the seed you'd want to have, because you're going to have to play either Notre Dame or Tennessee, again, if this holds true. But, yeah, I mean, you've got a better route. Certainly, if you're, who's that? Who would that be? Like Miami right now, they would play the winner of Boise State and Ohio State. I mean, obviously, Ohio State's very good, but I would much rather have the winner of that game than the winner of Notre Dame and Tennessee. And then you got number 11, Ole Miss, that they'll be at number 6, Penn State. Winner plays number 3, BYU. And then, of course, the Alabama Crimson Tide, they are in the college football playoff. Top 12 right now, Jay Henley.
Go to the Rock to Bloomington to ruin their season. That would be amazing.
Yep. Right now projected to play the Indiana Hoosiers. Winner gets Texas.
Wow.
In the quarterfinals. I can't wait, man. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Football in December this year is going to be, not that it's not important in years prior, but we don't have to wait all the way till the end of December for it to be important. There's a lot of huge games coming up.
Do you think they've got it? You know, they've talked about how imperfection of the college football playoffs have been forever. Do you feel like it's now perfect?
Well, they're about to change it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they put 133 teams in there, which I'm just kidding about.
Yeah.
But half of the team. I mean, maybe when you get to 32, but that's just way too much football. How many buys are you going to have there?
You'd almost have to.
You've got to play a whole
the regular season. Yeah.
It's not worth it at that point because the regular season needs to matter. Exactly. There's a reason we play these games.
No doubt. Well, I mean, and they're moving to next year they're going to 14 teams, so it's already going to be changed after its first year. And then, of course, your first 4 out: Georgia, SMU, Texas A&M, and Kansas State right now are your first 4 out. Obviously, we got a long way to go. Still 3 regular season weeks, and then the championship week, and then after that championship week, it'll be the final college football playoff rankings. Were you going to say something, Jay? Ask you a question?
Oh, no. No. I was just thinking, I was like, you could even with the number 1 be like, all right, look, you're sitting for an entire month and you get to play the championship game. However, that'll just be an excuse for the team to be like, we haven't played football in 4 or 5 weeks. I mean, it's never going to be perfect.
No, there's always going to be somebody left out that thinks they're deserving. Yeah, and there's always going to be a matchup that's probably a little lopsided.
Well, and if you think about it like this too, when you've got the conference championship games going on, there's going to be teams who are going to be in the college football playoff who kind of have a bye that week. So
yeah. No doubt. Did have some breaking news from the NFL world this morning. As quickly as Joe Flacco was the starter for the rest of the season, Anthony Richardson's right back in there. He's been named the starter for the Week 11 matchup coming up next, and will be the starter for the rest of the year, obviously pending any injuries or anything like that. So AR back at the helm for the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know. Maybe this could be the end of Joe Flacco's career. He got his last couple opportunities. Is he going to get another opportunity with someone else next year? Who knows? So all you Joe Flacco fans out there, I hope you got a chance to watch that last Colts game. Could be the last Joe Flacco game in the history.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it could be. I don't know if it is. Just a little speculation there.
How many fans do you think Flacco's got out there?
He's got a lot of fans.
Think so?
Yeah. Every quarterback has a bunch of fans.
Yeah.
Just how it works.
Right.
Just how it works. I don't know if
at least 40 of them.
Yeah. Hey, it's more than 39. Probably more fans than Carson Beck has.
That's facts. True.
Oh, we'll go ahead and take a quick break. When we get back, it's going to be time for that Jay Henley tip of the week, and then of course we'll dive into some of this weekend's a little bit on the offside when it comes to the college football, but there's still some good matchups in there. We're going to talk a little bit about those, and then pivot to and we got a big NFL slate coming up this weekend. Looking forward to it. A lot of games with some huge implications. You're listening to The Inside Drive. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
You had a 4.0 to get into Southern Miss.
Yeah.
At Harvard. And
I will tell you this right now. His academic advisor. I am proud to tell you that I'm not proud to tell you. I am proud that I got a degree. I have never made a 4.0 in my lifetime, ever.
Weekday morning 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening, there will be a moderate breeze out of the east-southeast, mostly clouds and 80. A variety of mostly clouds and very light rain tonight, a little colder at 71. Tomorrow, a good chance of sprinkles in the morning, followed by some clouds and a high of 72. About the same at 71 Friday, and we'll have sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
If fashion is your thing, eBay is it. eBay's where I find all my favorites, from handbags to iconic streetwear, all authenticated. For real. This time, a little Supreme, some Gucci. I even have that vintage Prada on my watch list. That's why eBay's my go-to for all my go-tos. Yeah, eBay. The place for new, pre-loved, vintage, and rare fashion. eBay. Things people love.
This is
where the reigning SEC tournament champions play.
Left wing, another long three ball by Kelly. Goodness gracious. That's a logo three. Knocked away by Broom. Has a breakaway to the hole. Tigers pick up exactly where they left off.
The Tigers host the Kent State Golden Flash. Catch the coverage at 6:30 p.m. Central tonight on your official home for Auburn basketball.
ESPN Northwest Florida. War Eagle.
From the beach to the bay to the backyard, it's the Inside Drive from the Bill Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studio.
I've got sand in my underpants.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Your home not only for Auburn Tiger football, boo, but Auburn Tiger basketball. Yay! They got a big a matchup tonight against a little mid-major action there. The Kent State. That'll be right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Coverage starts at 6:30 following the afternoon underdogs, which end at 6. Tip-off 7 p.m. Tigers trying to go 3-0 on the early season and continue the good play they've had against Vermont. And then number 4 Houston taking them down as well.
Are they still going to be able to fly across the country?
Yeah.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah. No, I
didn't know if they got grounded or not.
No.
Well, technically they
had to go back. Yeah, a little
grounded.
scuffle. But hey, apparently that's what those boys need to stay motivated. At least it's not all the arrested for, speeding at 130 miles an hour and doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. It kind of seems to be the theme.
Right.
And then you have players that celebrate with the team that just upset you. So a little scuffle on a plane, I'll take that. And I think one of the Auburn, or I think it was Johnny Bruman, says if we put a bunch of dogs in a caged plane, stuff's going to happen.
That's right.
Or a bunch of tigers.
I like old Kirby, though. Yeah. I mean, he's such an idiot. He's such an idiot.
Well, then suspend him.
I ain't focused on that. I'm focused on Tennessee.
You better be focused on Tennessee, Kirby.
Yeah, seriously.
You just lost to Ole Miss, and now you got to go home. Got to go back home to Athens, and you really hadn't been playing that great of football the last several weeks.
Yeah. But really, the whole year outside of Texas, I mean, there's been Clemson. They absolutely smashed Clemson, and then there's they've left something to be desired. But they take care of business against Tennessee. They're right back in the thick of things, and I just hate seeing that orange. So let's go Dogs.
Yeah, There you go. We'll talk about that as we progress a little bit further. Do you have the wherewithal to give us a what?
A what?
It's Jay's Golf Tip of the Week.
I know, that was a big word, wherewithal.
A what?
Wherewithal.
Wherewithal?
Yeah. Do you have the wherewithal? Do you have what we need for you to do a tip of the week?
I got you. All right, we'll go with what we did with the kids yesterday.
What, pitching?
Yeah.
Great.
Hey, he's talking about a curveball, a slider, and a knuckleball.
What about the slurve?
The what?
The slurve.
What's the slurve?
I don't know. I see it on the TV all the time.
It's a slider and a curve. Like it kind of, it's got that breaking act. You know how a slider kind of comes across hard like that, but a curve is more like that. So it's a mixture of a slider and a curve.
So it goes down about 7:30 on the clock, more like rather than 9.
Yeah, we'll say from about
from about 2 to 8.
2 to 8.
Or 1:30 to.
Yeah, we'll go like 2 to 5. 2 to 5 or 2 to 7?
2 to 7.
2 to 7. Okay. All right. So golden tee. It's kind of a little little push slice kind of thing, maybe.
I like it. A little push slice. Yeah.
Think of that knuckle curve too. Like, how does that work?
Basically, you take your finger and you put your knuckle into just one though, and then
instead of the whole kit and caboodle with a regular knuckle.
A push.
Yeah,
it's just,
you're still throwing it with the snap. It's just you got a knuckle involved.
Yeah,
it's all in the wrist. It's all in the wrist.
Everybody loves an extra knuckle.
Right.
Makes that ball really spin.
It does.
All right, what you got?
All right, so if you're struggling with getting the ball up in the air,
why is it always got to be we're struggling? Can it be a tip for somebody who's doing well?
I knew you'd come up with something like that. Golf is a struggle, right?
It
is. And if you have...
Caitlin Clark had to use a breakfast ball in the Pro-Am. She hooked one straight left right into the crowd on the tee box.
Did she play with... I thought she played with Annika.
I think that's who she was playing with in the Pro-Am, I think.
That was like a women's leadership conference or something, it seems like.
It was an LPGA event, I think I saw.
Okay.
It was the Pro-Am for it.
I got you.
But yeah, she snap hooked one right off the tee box into the crowd. Like, not like 100 yards out in a snap hook, like snap hook it like 20 feet in front of you.
I got you.
So as soon as she hit it, she went back in the pocket, teed that thing back up. I don't know what happened after that, but it just goes to show you, even some of the best athletes in the world, golf is just a very difficult sport. So I take back my comment. If you're struggling, next week, if you're here, I want to hear, hey, for you really good golfers out there that want to improve on this, here's what you need to do.
Just keep going.
Just keep going. Keep practicing.
Yeah,
that's a good tip.
It's like Nemo, just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
Somebody could have gave Dory some help with her amnesia.
Yeah.
The movie wouldn't have had the same plot then, though.
That's true. Yeah. One of my favorites.
It's a good one. You going to see Moana too? Sorry, I keep interrupting your tip.
I'm excited about Mufasa.
Oh, that's going to be... There's some good ones coming out.
Yeah.
Red 1.
Is there?
They got to save Santa Claus.
Oh, with The Rock in it.
The Rock, yeah.
Ah.
And that other guy that people seem to know about, and I forget his name. And you got Wicked coming out, too. The story of the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah.
East, West. East side, West side. I don't know.
Well, typically what?
He's more sensical for the West, right?
That would make sense, I guess.
I mean, movies typically come out the day after Thanksgiving, right? Isn't that the big day?
Christmas Day,
That's
too.
Black Friday, actually.
Yeah.
I got you.
It's a pretty big day for sales.
Yeah.
A lot of movies come out during the holiday season.
Yeah.
Which we're approaching, which we're kind of in, technically. All right, anyway, if I'm struggling with pitching...
Getting the ball up in the air.
Ooh, it's always got to be getting the ball up in the air.
Yeah, you got to get the ball up in the air.
So just buy some hybrid irons?
No.
Use your driver.
Don't use your hands.
Don't use my hands.
Don't use your hands.
All right, it's like soccer.
Yeah. Don't use your hands.
What, am I holding on to it with my mouth? My feet?
If you want to learn, go to golfj.com.
Oh, you can't cop out.
Yeah,
you can't cop out.
I'm out.
Okay.
I'm out.
Explain to what you were doing. What you mean by don't use your hands.
You can't. You want to use rotation in your larger muscles, like your hips and your chest,
like
and your
gluteus
shoulders.
maximus.
Yeah, and you want to
engage my glutes, like Tiger always said.
There you go.
Okay.
But when you go to shake somebody's hand, like if somebody's out in front of you and you're wanting to shake their hand, you want to turn your body towards them and like shake their hand, right?
Yeah.
So that's basically going to help you get through the ball with your larger muscles.
Gotcha. So you basically want to quiet your wrists down, and you're really just keeping the club fixed and using rotation to pitch that ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's fair.
and that was what we talked about yesterday with the kids, and they seem to kind of grasp that a little bit. It's pretty simple, just shaking hands, right?
Yeah,
So,
just shaking hands. What is it called when you go in for the handshake and somebody gives you the fist bump? The turkey. Why is it called the? Because you're like, okay.
or if somebody has small hands, somebody give you the flipper.
The flipper?
The flipper.
I always called that the dead fish.
The dead fish, yeah.
Yeah, I've told you guys the story. We had a member at one of the clubs that I worked at. He was animate about shaking your hand every time he saw you, and he presented you with the dead fish. And you just went in there, and you're like, do I give the dead fish back?
Yeah.
What do I do?
Firm those wrists up. You got to
have a firm handshake.
Squeeze, baby.
That's right.
Squeeze.
That's right.
It's got to be like one of the first things that your dad teaches you when you're a boy, is shake that hand with some conviction.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And over in Asia, I think that's like their number one thing. Like, I mean,
There's some things you can't do, too, over there.
I don't know. Yeah, in the Middle East, you definitely don't shake hands with the right hand.
No, yeah.
Oh, really?
That's their toilet
about the
paper.
left?
hand.
I got you. No,
Unless they're left-handed.
Yeah.
Find out their dexterity first before you go in
Like
there.
you got to watch them. Like,
Hey, catch this ball. All right, I got you ready. Although, when you play baseball, you catch with your left, throw with your right. But that's a whole different story.
Right.
All right, we do have a caller on the line, Jay. You got bailed out. Our good friend, Travis Oglesby. How we doing, Travis?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Oh, doing good. What you got for us?
I just wanted to say hello again. I ran into you.
Yes.
We were going into the Niners.
Yes. How was your first ever Niners game?
It was amazing. It was absolutely ecstatic. Towards the end, when they were making their final drive, we got up and we walked down, and we were in the standing room by the ship.
Nice.
We were watching it as it happened down on that side.
Nice. Yeah, no cannons going off after that one. That's for sure.
No, not at all. It was great.
Man, good stuff. Good sign. You know, Niners fans travel well, man. It was a ton of Niners fans. Hard to tell the difference because of the red Bucs jerseys and the red Niners shirts. But when a play happened, it was crazy how loud it got when the Niners were trying to stop the Bucs on their final drive when we held them to a field goal. But after 4 straight first down penalties that we had on defense. But yeah, great game. Brock played awesome. That touchdown pass to George Kittle was huge. It's good to see Bosa getting his sack and then doing the Trump dance celebration to kind of throw some shade at the fine he got from the NFL, which is a very political organization. So the irony in that one, but yeah, so you had a good time. First ever night. Hey, you're 1-0. You're 1-0.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I feel like I should just be able to go to every game now. We'll just keep the streak alive.
Yeah, so I would send a message to the Niners ticketing department and be like, hey, my first ever game, we won. So, you know, I'll take some there at Levi's Stadium this week. A huge game coming up this weekend against the Seahawks.
Yeah, you know, we were able to squeak by them last time. They always play us so tough.
Yeah.
No matter how bad their roster is, even with DK out. And I don't think he's expected to play this weekend either.
No, I don't think so. It's just, you know, those in-division rivalry games are always going to be tough. But, you know, I'm more concerned with the Cardinals are looking pretty good and have we really need to win this next week. Now the Cardinals are on a bye, so we can get within a within a half game if we get the dub in this one. Anything else that stood out to you on your first ever? Was that your first ever NFL game or your first ever Niners game, or both?
First ever Niners game.
Okay, so you've been to some NFL games before.
Yeah, I've been to probably a handful before.
Nice.
I was supposed to go see Rice and Jerry and Joe a long time ago in New Orleans. And I ended up getting sick that weekend with the flu, so my dad and my uncle went in my stead. We still won.
Yeah, hey, so technically you're kind of a little 2-0 there. A little 2-0 there.
Yeah,
but yeah.
sort of. You know, I cheered from afar even though I didn't watch the game.
Oh, that's okay. You were there in spirit. But yeah, I thought the stadium was really cool. The area around the stadium was very, like, I've been to 2 games in Jacksonville. I've been to a game in Atlanta, and now a game in, I've also been to a game in the old Meadowlands as well at Giant Stadium. But I thought the whole Jags thing, especially the area around it, was just a very, very nice place to go watch an away game. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah. So we got there, right when tailgating started opening, and we were able to park directly across from the stadium for $40 in, the second parking lot. So when the game was over, the 10-minute walk to the car, we beat every bit of traffic. It was great. And then Tampa has a really nice area where they tailgate, that little beach area. Yeah. I don't know if you got to visit that at all, but that was really fun. The Niners areas, we probably had 2 or 3 areas out there where they had some tailgating going on. And the food was really good as well.
Yeah, no doubt. But fun fact, best popcorn I've ever had at a college, professional, or any type of event was at that Tampa Bay game. Fantastic popcorn.
Did you get the endless bucket as well?
Did you have a choice to get a non-endless bucket?
I don't know.
Because I was like, popcorn, you could refill it. I never refilled it.
Yeah, does anyone ever?
That was going to be my poll question for one of the days this week. When you go to the movies and you get the refillable bucket or a game, how many times have you actually ever refilled the popcorn in your life?
So at games, typically it's just the 2 of us. So never.
Yeah.
At the movies, it's the whole family and troop, so at least once.
See, that's smart. Get one and just share it around.
Yes.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, it was great to run into you on the way in, and I was excited you got to go to your first Niners game and got the dub, of course. What do you think? What do you think our chance? We always play real well after the end of the bye, but we got to get some guys back. We got to get Greenlaw back. We got to get a few other people healthy. But nice to see Ricky Pearsall make a big impact in that last game. Then, of course, Jennings coming back, almost going for 100 yards and some huge things, and as well as McCaffrey. I thought he didn't have a huge game yards wise, especially on the ground. Around 100, a little over 100 yards total, all purpose, but our red zone efficiency was much better, in my opinion, because there was one when we were going towards the the south side of the field, and he got us a first down that we desperately needed because he was a nice little in route going across, and he makes a difference when he's out there. There's no doubt.
He did. Everybody has the game plan for him. It's just a completely different factor when he's out there because, he's just like Debo. Is he going to run? Is he going to catch? It doesn't matter. And, every once in a while, he might even throw a pass on you.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Liam was like, I hope they do a wide receiver pass or a halfback pass. And I was like, I wouldn't expect it in this one, buddy. That's but a great time nonetheless. Well, Travis, thank you for giving us a call. It was great to see you this past weekend, and I hope to see you sometime soon.
Absolutely, guys. Y'all have a great day.
You do the same. That was Travis Ogilby's in our Inside Drive League as well. And we were going through the security gate or through the security lines. Boom, he was right there.
Oh my gosh,
it was awesome.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was cool.
Did you see anybody else there that you knew?
Well, we tailgated with a few people. Keith knew a gentleman that he's done some podcasts with in fantasy sports.
Okay.
So he got me connected to him. So we tailgated with them before the game. We played some cornhole with some other people, some Niners fans. And then Liam likes to go into the game a little early so he can watch the warm-ups and all that stuff.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, it's just great. You get to see and for someone who is hoping he continues to play football, to see how they stretch out, how they warm up, what they're doing, I think is extremely important because you're seeing what the best of the best do, and if you can kind of emulate that just a little bit, it's certainly going to help you. But no, it takes warm-ups for football take a long, long time.
Yeah,
and it's fun. I love watching the kickers too, the punters and the kickers. It's amazing how good those guys can punt the football.
Absolutely,
you really get a good view of when these guys are trying to catch this ball. And it was pretty windy on Sunday as well. So to watch a warm-up, you watch how high it goes, how much it's moving around. It maybe not be the easiest thing to do. Still expected to obviously catch it every time, but professional golfers miss 3-foot putts every once in a while too when the biggest thing's on the line. Rory McIlroy, U.S. Open 2024. Let's see.
No kidding.
All right, we're pretty much done with this segment. You kind of got a tip of the week in there.
Yeah.
No hands?
Shake hands.
Shake hands.
Shake hands.
Slap hands. Slap hands.
Slap hands.
Yeah, just rotate. Take your wrists out of it.
Yeah.
Just rotate your arms for that pitch shot. Just kind of pop the ball up there on the green. And the nice thing is you have 14 clubs in your bag. You can use your sand wedge, your pitching wedge, your 9-iron, your 8-iron, your 7-iron, and just do the same motion. Obviously, you'll get different height and different distance based on that club. That's one of the things I always like to teach is use the same. It's a lot easier to just change the club than it is change the mechanic and the motion.
That's right.
Keep the same motion, change the club. That's one variable versus multiple variables.
Yep.
So, and it's all those people I'm talking about using that lob wedge from everywhere around the green.
Yeah,
David Hayes.
Stop it.
Oh, boy, I'm a flopportunist.
Hey, opportunities are abundant when you're on the golf course. That'd be a good shirt.
Yeah.
Flopportunist. Only hits flop shots. Says
That's
on the
right.
back. It'd be a good solo T-shirt.
From tee to green, boy, I'm flopping.
Just
call me fish out of water.
That's good. I like that. All right, we'll go ahead and take a quick break. You listen to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for the NFL.
Touchdown, Denver!
We bring you the biggest games every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night.
Oh, he's got the first down!
Plus, we'll broadcast more college football games than ever before.
He did what?
Live NFL and college football play here.
Unbelievable!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards in Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town, with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Attention homeowners, are you dreaming of a backyard oasis? Look no further than SNR Fencing, your go-to destination for quality outdoor transformations. At SNR, they specialize in crafting custom fences, decks, retainer walls, and all exterior construction that not only enhances the beauty of your home, but also stands the test of time. Their experienced team takes pride in delivering top-notch craftsmanship with a personal touch. SNR Fencing, locally owned, licensed, and insured, and a member of the BBB.
For the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey and Jay Henley.
This man is destroying golf.
Broadcasting live from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studios.
You may be right, but our ratings are up and we're attracting new youthful sponsors.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. We put the stir in gangster here on the Inside Drive. That is our MO, no doubt about it. You are listening to the Inside Drive, your home for select Orlando Magic games there in the Eastern Conference. Eastern Conference is top heavy, and then everybody else is pretty much terrible. And you got I think Philadelphia and somebody else that was supposed to be good right at the bottom. Doc A yesterday, we'll talk about it in the final segment. He did pretty good on his. He had to pick 7 games because remember the in-season tournament last year? Mm-hmm. They now call it the NBA Cup. So he picked all 7 games of that against the spread and was 6 of 9 against the spread.
Wow,
that's pretty solid against the spread.
Yeah.
Didn't have a
he
chance.
is in the Hall of Fame.
True story.
Yeah.
With fantasy.
Yeah.
With fantasy. But yeah. No, Doc A, bringing the heat when it came to that. All right, I know you lost your pick'em thing when we did our college football playoff prediction bracket. Obviously, we still have, I think, 3 or 4 more editions of the college football playoff rankings, but I was going to see how many David and I have out of the 12 with this most recent ranking. Again, we'll keep up to it as it goes all the way through with the final rankings. But, David, who'd you have on the upper left? You need a second? Okay, Jay, say something funny.
Say what?
Something funny.
Well, I just found my sheet. I picked Oregon.
Found your sheet?
I picked Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, and Penn State.
I didn't ask you. I asked David.
Oh,
that's what I picked.
How about them apples? How about them apples?
Oh, that's your final. That's your 4.
That's the ones I picked.
Okay. Well, no, let's start with the 12 that get in there. All right.
All right. So we're just going
So
number 1 overall seed.
Yeah. Well, we'll go if you have them in there or not. All right. So, who'd you guys have in the number 8 seed spot, which is your upper left-hand corner?
Texas.
Okay. I had Missouri. Missouri is not currently in. Who'd you have, Jay?
Tennessee.
Tennessee? I don't think they're not currently in.
Yeah, Tennessee is.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are. Okay, I still have it up right.
They would have a date against Penn State, I believe. No.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Yep, Notre Dame, which ironically I have Notre Dame in the number 9 seed spot as of right now. Who do you got, Jay?
Let's go Army.
Ooh.
No, I don't have them in there. I'm saying Army to beat Notre Dame.
That'd be amazing if a service industry a service academy got in the college football playoff. Epic. Who'd you have in the number 9 spot? That's the one right below the one we just talked about.
Alabama.
So they are in. So that's 1 for you. Keep track. You said Tennessee. No, you had Tennessee.
No, I had Tennessee.
Okay, so you got 2 so far.
Yeah.
Put a little tick, a hash mark. I don't want you to forget. Not on your phone. All right, I'll do it for you because you didn't write anything down. All right, David, who'd you have in that spot?
In number 9?
Yeah.
I don't even want to say it. Oklahoma State.
Oh, OK State. Beginning of the season.
For sure.
That's fine. All right, Jay, sticking with the left side of the bracket, I believe that's the 5 seed. Who'd you have in that spot?
Texas A&M.
Okay, they are one of the first 5 out. I had Georgia. They are one of the first 4 out as well. So I think I actually only had 6. I just assumed Georgia was in there. And David, who'd you have in that spot?
Alabama.
And Alabama is currently in there. They are currently the number 10 spot, though. Again, long way to go on that. All right, and then in the number 12 spot, I had the Liberty Flames, who lost had a huge upset earlier this season that kind of knocked them out of everything. So obviously that one doesn't count. Who do you got in that 12 spot, Jay?
Florida State. Ooh. Yeah.
Which is kind of weird because that was the spot for the Group of 5 team anyway.
Yeah.
So, but it's okay. Florida State, yeah, you did good.
Yeah.
Almost as good as somebody starting a podcast about Florida State when they go, 1-9 in their season. Hey,
brutal.
It happens, though. You don't know what's going to happen. Carol Baskins is not happy with that, Jay.
Oh, I forgot about Carol Haskins. Baskins?
Yeah.
Carol Haskins.
She's she killed her husband.
What?
No, did you never watch?
Oh yeah, Tiger King.
Yeah,
is it Tiger King?
There's another one too. Follow up. There's been multiple, but yeah, that's another conspiracy theory that'll probably end up coming true.
Yeah, where did all this go down? Was that in Louisiana?
Where was Carol?
Yeah,
Jacksonville.
Yeah, she was in Jacksonville.
No.
Yeah. She fed her first husband to the Tigers.
Wow.
I mean, that's what they say. She doesn't admit to it, nor has any legitimate investigation found that out. But there's been a lot of other legitimate investigations that have found out information or no information.
Search the poop.
Yep, that's it. That's it. Do tigers digest bones? Question of the day.
Yeah.
All right, so the 12 seed, who'd you have there, David?
I just have G5 champ. So I'm
That's fair.
right
yeah,
there.
you got that one correct.
But I can't remember who it was that I that I picked. I know it wasn't Liberty. I don't think it was Boise State either. So we'll just say no.
It definitely wasn't Liberty because I remember when I said Liberty, you were like, no.
Yeah.
No, not this year.
Well, it wasn't
right.
It wasn't even about I felt like Liberty could have ran the table,
but their schedule was not.
Yeah, you didn't have
and they
any
still
Power
lost
5.
one to an FCS team that they had no business losing to. All right, Jay, going to the upper right-hand side of the bracket, that's the 7 seed. I've got the Texas Longhorns in that one. Texas Longhorns are in the college football playoff, just currently the number 2 seed, so that's one that's in there. Who'd you have, Jay?
Well, my mom can't say this word, but I'll say it the way she says it. I had Colorado.
Colorado?
She can't say Colorado.
She can't say Colorado.
I used to not be able to say caboose on a train.
Huh.
They're always throwing M in there. It's like caboose.
Caboose.
Yeah,
Kombucha.
Like kombucha. Yeah, exactly. David, who'd you have in that 7th spot?
Ole Miss Rebels.
There you go. That one's in there right now. I had the Ole Miss Rebels in the number 10 seed right below it, which is they are the number 11 seed currently. Jay Henley, who do you got?
Let's see. Georgia. Georgia.
Wait,
Georgia.
was I paying
10?
attention? Who did you have in the 7?
Who did I have in 7?
Yeah.
Colorado.
Oh, that's right. And Colorado's out right now. So, did you get any more than those first 2? I was supposed to keep your tick marks. Okay.
That was it.
All right. I had Ole Miss. I said you had Colorado. David, who'd you have?
Miami.
Ooh, the U is also in there.
So I got 4 teams correct so far.
Okay, nice. I have 3. Then going down to the bottom, we had a 6 seed. I had Ohio State in that one, and they are currently on the outside.
No. They're 5.
There they are. Yes,
They'll be taking on Boise State if they ended today.
So that one's in there. Who'd you have, Jay?
Texas.
All right, that one's in there too. So there's another tick mark for you.
I had Ohio State as well.
Okay, so
I'm up to
that's
5.
5. I've got 4. You've got 3, Jay. Number 11 seed, I had Utah. Whoopsie. I meant BYU.
Oh, yeah?
No.
I had the misery of Missouri right there. So staying at 5.
Jay, who'd you have?
Clemson.
Yeah, they're on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Outside.
They got a big
20,
game against Pittsburgh this weekend.
That they do. All right, now going to your top 4 seeds. Jay, who'd you have in the 4th spot?
4th spot. Indiana.
No, you did not. No, you didn't. Show that you did not have Indiana. Have you been lying this whole time?
If you are, you're not doing a very good job.
There. Let me see what are you.
He's not looking at a pic. He's just looking at rankings. You got us. You're looking at rankings and you're still getting them wrong.
My SAT scores are 800, right?
That's rough. That's rough. All right, so you've only got 4 right by guessing based on the top 25. That's a whole nother thing in itself. Which we would have been more suspicious, Prozo, if you started getting them all right. But we probably wouldn't have questioned it that much.
Right. But he did have Florida State in his original rankings. That's why I was like, well,
it seems legit. Yeah. Until you said Indiana, which we know is not a team you chose early on. All right, David, who did you
Y'all go
have?
ahead.
No. Just keep on
guessing. Keep guessing. I like it. I mean, I've already read what it is, and you were looking at the college football rankings on your phone.
The AP, though, not the AP. I was looking at AP.
Okay.
So.
You know what AP stands for?
Associated Press.
Wow.
Associated Press.
There you go.
I like how you added a little syllable there to press. Press.
Great. All right, David, who is your 4 seed?
4 seed, we're getting bad here. UCF.
Okay. My 4 seed is just as bad. Kansas.
Oh, that was worse.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I don't know. Their records are... No, Kansas just got their 3rd win of the season.
Yeah, they did. So. They did a little upset action. I think, Iowa State?
Iowa State, yep.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Number 3 seed?
Jay? Who's your number 3 seed?
My number 3 seed is Ole Miss.
You've already said you had Ole Miss.
The Ole Miss is going to be playing Ole Miss for the championship.
Yeah.
I've got North Carolina, also a terrible pick there.
I equaled that with NC State.
I had North Carolina winning the ACC just because it was like kind of one of those off the wall things. You never know what's going to happen in the ACC. Just kind of like SMU and Miami possibly playing for the title there. So.
No doubt. I was high on hopefully Grayson McCall and the NC State Wolfpack doing something, and lo and behold, Grayson McCall has since retired from the game of football. All right, up there to the number 2 seed. Who you got?
Oregon.
I've got Bama in the number 2 slot, which they are in there right now. And, of course, Oregon's in there as well. Number 1 spot, I've got the Oregon Ducks in that one. So
I got Georgia.
All right.
So I finished with 7 out of 12. I'm not too mad about that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I counted that twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, that's what I said before. Why don't I just listen to myself? 7. Yeah, so we each got 7.
There we go.
Not bad. Jay, you were off to a good start there for a little while.
Yeah, and then it got south with Indiana.
It did. It got a little south when you said Indiana.
Hey, who are y'all picking, though, for the Paul Tyson fight? Straight up.
To win?
Yeah.
Or who I want to win?
Both.
I actually think Jake Paul's going to win this fight.
You do?
Yeah.
I could agree with that, but I'm not rooting for that. Who doesn't want to see Mike Tyson, honestly, knock
I think
Jake
Paul's going to win,
too.
But I want to see Mike Tyson win.
I do, too.
And it's Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Or if you have Lucid Streams, ESPNPC.com. You'll see it right there on Lucid Streams. Over 2,000 channels, including all the pay-per-view events, Netflix, whatever it may be. But yeah, coming up this Friday, right? Mm-hmm. Big Friday night coming up.
Yep.
We got high school playoff football. We got Tyson versus Paul. Whew.
Big Friday night.
Good stuff. What time? Do you know what time the fight is?
I think it's 8 o'clock.
Ooh.
Yeah.
8 p.m. A little early fight.
We need Michael Buffer. I don't know. Does Buffer still do any of that?
I think he does.
Does he?
I think he does.
I just set the tone.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome
for the millions.
Yeah.
No, for the thousands in attendance.
Yeah.
The millions watching.
The millions watching at home and beyond.
That's right.
Let's get ready to rumble.
See, you could do this.
But we are doing it.
I mean, like, legitimate.
All right, couple. You got a lot of teams are playing some off opponents throughout the week. But real quick, the top 25 matchups this week coming up on Saturday. Ohio State playing Northwestern at Wrigley Field. You've got Texas at Arkansas, Utah traveling to Colorado. It's a big one for Colorado trying to get a dub. Clemson at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh coming off an upset win, trying to have another upset win. Same record record as those Clemson Tigers. Tulane at Navy, Mercer at Alabama, the Mercer Bears, 9-1 Mercer Bears. Purdue or Penn State at Purdue, Virginia at Notre Dame, Boston College at SMU, Louisville at Stanford, LSU traveling over there to Gainesville in Florida. Missouri, little top 25 matchup, traveling to play the Gamecocks there. South Carolina is a 12-point favorite against the Missouri Tigers at home. That'll be an interesting one. Boise State going against the Aztecs of San Jose State, trying to keep their playoff bid alive. Arizona State traveling to Kansas State. Number 1 Oregon traveling, I think that's 2 time zones, to Wisconsin, but Oregon's been the only one really bucking that 2 time zone trend so far in the Big Ten. Tennessee at Georgia, that's your biggest one of the weekend. That's going to be 6:30 on ABC, and I'm guessing that one may be here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
What game is that?
Georgia, Tennessee.
Yes, it will be. Coverage starting at 6 for a 6:30 kickoff. And we'll get Saturday started off with Louisiana Monroe and Auburn. Coverage starting at 10:45 for an 11:45 kickoff.
The game that everybody wants to hear.
Yeah, but we said we were
committed.
Play. Yeah, we committed.
It may be a good football game.
I would love it to be, just because it's like you go to Kalen DeBoer's first year, right? We lose to Vandy. So does Auburn in the same year. Beautiful thing, right? Then you go back to Nick Saban's first year, and one of his 6 losses was to Louisiana Monroe. So I think it would just be very fitting for Auburn to lose to Louisiana Monroe and Vanderbilt in the same year. Kind of the beginning eras of losses for Alabama with their new coaches.
That'd be ironic. Very similar.
I love the irony.
Irony indeed. All right, we got to take a quick break. You're listening to The Inside Drive. When we get back, Keith's not joining us till 12:20. He's out in Vegas playing some golf. So we'll get into some afternoon delight debriefs right here on The Inside Drive. We'll be right back.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
We're up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Hurricane Helene.
And breaking weather as it happens.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening, there will be a moderate breeze out of the east-southeast, mostly clouds and 80. A variety of mostly clouds and very light rain tonight, a little colder at 71. Tomorrow, a good chance of sprinkles in the morning, followed by some clouds and a high of 72. About the same at 71 Friday, and we'll have sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Are you tired of hearing 2 weeks when you call to get your boat worked on? Hey folks, it's Chris Kramer with Kramer Marine and Outdoor, and we'll get you in and back out on the water as quick as possible. We're a full-line Yamaha outboard dealer and Suzuki outboard dealer, and we have master-trained certified mechanics on site. So if it's just an annual service, electronics install, trolling motor install, or all the way up to a full repower, we can take care of you. So stop by and see us in the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM, or call us at 850-851-0453.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lynn Haven, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
The locals love it.
You're gonna love this. You are my favorite. It's my favorite.
Everybody's favorite. The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. Live from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon delight.
And welcome back. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. As always, we appreciate you tuning in on 104.3 here in Panama City Beach. If you're tuning in over there, 101.9 in Port St. Joe, we appreciate it very, very much. Good luck to Wakulla, the War Eagles, as they are also playing in the postseason this Friday as well. You can watch, like, listen, comment, subscribe, share, all those things, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. We stream all 3 shows every day. Coach James Hale Show, 7 to 9, Inside Drive right here. You're hanging out with us right now from 11 to 1. And then, of course, the afternoon underdogs coming up at 4 p.m. They go until 6 p.m. And specifically tonight, you'll have some Auburn basketball following the afternoon underdogs coverage. Starts up there with Brad Law and the crew, Andy Burcham, everybody up there in the Auburn Sports Network. Tip-off 7 p.m. tonight against Kent State. Kent State is the Golden Flash. I knew it was Golden Sun. I was going to say Golden Eagles, but that's Southern Miss. The Golden Flash.
Interesting.
That's what they called you growing up.
The Golden Flash.
That's it.
Like Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
Underrated superhero. He kind of got the shaft. He couldn't fly. He didn't have laser beams for eyes. He wasn't invisible.
Right.
But boy, could he run fast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do you know they're selling the Batmobile from one of the Batmobile? There's like multiple. I mean, you can have yours for $3 million. They're not street legal. However, if you want one, you can buy one.
Batmobile?
Yeah, I forget which movie it's from, but they had several of them for the movie, and they're all functioning fully. Where I mean, they don't shoot like the rockets and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe they do. I don't know, but they're all for sale. $3 million a piece. Should you want one, Jay?
Wow.
It's just not street legal, so you can't drive it around.
Yeah, I'd rather have like the Dukes of Hazzard car or something.
Yeah. You want Daisy in the front seat with you too?
Daisy would be a good addition.
Okay.
She would be. I don't know, like Daisy from 1975 or Daisy 2024.
That's your choice, man.
I'm thinking 1975.
Okay. The OG Daisy.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Daisy Duke.
What's the name?
Oh, Catherine Bach.
Ah.
I don't know where that came from, but yeah, Catherine Bach.
It's
in there.
Yeah. Everything's in there. It's just whether it comes out. Right. That's a different question. But also head over to ESPNPC.com. We got Lucid Streams up on there. A TV channel icon, just $40 a month. Currently a free 3-day trial. Over 2,000 live streaming channels, 100 plus local TV channels, Fox, ABC, CBS, NBC from all across the country. If you want to know what's going on in Omaha, you can tune into their regional channels as well. 100 plus sports networks, ESPN Bally's, NBC Sports, ACC, SEC, Big Ten, NFL, Red Zone, everything you could possibly want. You can spend less on Lucid Streams TV than you would in almost a full season of NFL Sunday Ticket. Now they do have the Red Zone separate that you can get, which is a little bit cheaper. But each team for MLB, NBA, NHL, and NFL, just head over to ESPNPC.com. Like I said, scroll down, look for that TV channel icon, sign up right there. It'll send you email with instructions how to do everything. Also has all the pay-per-view events, MMA, UFC, boxing, WWE, and WrestleMania, Jay, including 50-plus movie channels, HBO, Cinemax, and Stars, 150 entertainment network channels. Oh, Jay, it's got the Hallmark Channel for you.
Oh, perfect.
Hallmark, AMC, A&E, Comedy Central, Discovery, History, Food, Lifetime, TNT, TBS, USA, and 20-plus news networks. Cable is expensive. Works easiest with Amazon Fire TV, Fire Stick, 4K Max, and it also works with certain LG, Samsung smart TVs. The big thing is you can have up to 5 devices logged in at the same time.
Interesting.
So I know most people don't have 5 TVs in their house, but they got 5 friends or family members. So you could, not that the $40 is overwhelming, but hey, you split that with 4 people, that's $10 a month.
Oh, wow.
How much is that a year?
$520.
$520?
Yeah.
$120?
No.
4, you're splitting. It's only $10 a month.
$10 a month times 12, $120.
Nice.
$120 a year.
That's it. If you find 4 people you want to split it with.
Wow.
That's
I
it.
don't know 4 people.
You know 2.
I don't know 4.
Randy, and then your good friend John. There's 4.
John,
your best friend. You always talk about the neighborhood up there. Isn't his name John?
Where?
The Southport neighborhood. HOA.
Oh, yeah, that John. Yeah. There we go. That's right.
See, there's 4.
I didn't think about that one.
There's 4.
There's 4.
You got it. All right. Oh, real quick, got to thank our studio sponsor. That's Bill Kramer GM and Kramer Marine and Outdoor right there at the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd Street. Dealership's got tons of vehicles in stock. Great deals on the 23s. Trade-in values still high, so if you're looking to offset some of that cost in the new cars, your trade-in value will help out with that. They also have a good selection of used cars there on the lot. Express service, regular service. You don't have to have a GM car to get your service there at Bill Kramer GM, as they're always selling tires at cost. Also, Kramer Marine and Outdoor. It's a little windy today, but get that boat back out on the water. If it's not working, Kramer Marine and Outdoor will come to you and get it fixed. And if you're done for the season and maybe you're thinking about selling it, getting some money for some Christmas presents, and then getting yourself a new boat next year, Kramer Marine and Outdoor can help with both of that. They'll get the hassle of selling your boat. They'll take care of all of that for you and just take a small little percentage for their time. But you don't want to be no-showed. You don't want to be harassed. Facebook Marketplace is an evil, evil place. Yep. And Bill Kramer or Kramer Marine and Outdoor will take care of all that hassle for you. And, of course, they sell the new family or the new boat family of Seabourn, Spider, Sundance, and Skeeter. Check out all that new and used inventory at KramerMarineandOutdoor.com. Jay, what do you got for us for our first Afternoon Delight debrief of this Wednesday?
Boy.
We haven't done an Afternoon Delight debrief on a Wednesday in a while, so bring the heat, please.
Well, all right, so I come across this, but this happened in 2015.
I don't care when it happened.
All right.
We haven't heard about it. Maybe we have. Maybe David. He's heard about everything.
Here's something ironic. A man named... Go ahead, now hit it.
Isn't it ironic?
Don't you think?
It's like rain.
Well, on a wedding day. This is a wedding day. A man named Joel Berger.
Oh, Joel Berger.
Married a woman named Ashley King.
Not
in
Ashley
2000.
Cheese?
No, okay. Ashley King.
Burger King.
Burger King paid for their wedding.
Man,
sure did.
There's your cheat code.
Yep.
That's all you got to do. If you got a last name Berger, just marry somebody named King.
That's it.
Did they have it their way?
I would hope so.
I hope he did.
It's kind of their motto.
Or she did. In 2015, Joe Berger and Ashley King, whose last names together coincidentally formed Burger King, were engaged. When Burger King heard about their story, they offered to cover all wedding expenses as a playful gesture.
That's why Burger King's been hurt in the last several years.
Yeah.
Since 2015. All went downhill from there.
You got that right.
They spent too much money on the Burger King wedding.
Right.
Wonder what they served at the wedding.
Whoppers, double cheeseburgers,
chicken tenders, chicken fries.
Yep, chicken fries.
I always like Burger King's chicken tenders. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
They were like 8. They look like the shape of an 8 or whatever. You know, almost like the shape of a sand trap.
That's right. That's right.
A bunker.
Uh-huh.
It's the PGA official term is a bunker. It's not a sand trap.
You ever try that ranch sauce that Burger King has?
I'm not a big sauce guy, so no.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
That's pretty good stuff.
I like hot sauce. But
is it just regular ranch, Jay?
Yeah. I mean,
and we know it's not scratch made, so that's not the reason why it's so good.
I just don't like when it comes out hot. Like, you know, when your ranch sauce is in the bottom of the bag with the fries, and the ranch sauce gets hot.
You should just go back to wherever you got to throw that ranch against the window.
I could.
Do better next time.
Right.
It's have it your way. You wanted your ranch cool.
That's right. Yeah.
But ask for a cold ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You won't next time.
Oh, I will.
You come in often with the Burger King cup, so
yeah,
it's on that right side. It's easy to get to. Easy to get in and then back out.
But man, I won't say anything.
You don't have to.
Okay.
We know.
We can read your mind.
Yeah, we know.
Okay.
We know. The one over there by Edgewater too. Whew. Hot dang.
Whew. Yeah.
Anyway, continue. Sorry.
The couple accepted, obviously, and funded their wedding. Burger King did, even incorporating some theme elements, celebrate the occasion.
They had to have had the king there.
They had to have,
right?
Yeah, the king, the crown, and everything. Let's see. That's kind of the end of that one.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Moral of the story?
Let's see. Moral of the story: go find, if your last name is Burger, try to find Miss King or Miss Queen.
I don't know if Burger Queen would. I don't know if Burger King would pay for your wedding if it was Burger Queen.
I could probably start one called Burger Queen and be doing pretty well right now.
I don't know if Burger King has done that well, so I don't know if Burger Queen is going to have that same pop there. You could sell the Impossible Burgers there at the Queen.
Yeah. Hey, how about Terry Irwin, though? You remember Steve Irwin?
Yep.
I come across these random things. Terry Irwin hasn't been on a single date since losing Steve. Terry Irwin, widow of crocodile hunter Steve Irwin, has stayed single since his passing, focusing instead on family and conservation. I'm not looking, Terry has told the media, explaining, I already had my happily ever after. Terry and Steve married in 92 and shared 14 years together before his tragic death in 06. To cope with the loss, Terry made a nightly ritual with her kids, sharing positive reflections from each day. Now the Irwin family is dedicated to continuing Steve's legacy and passion for wildlife conservation. We talk about, crocodiles and stuff like that. So,
hey,
good old Steve.
There's your opportunity, Jay.
What's that?
Terry Irwin. You can marry into the family legacy there.
Give me a kangaroo then, bro.
That's it.
That's right.
All you got to do is learn how to wrestle a crocodile and you'll be fine. Or an alligator here in Florida. The American alligator. Broader nose than the crocodile.
Nope.
No
alligator.
How much would it take for you to wrestle an alligator?
There's not enough amount of money in the
Come on. All you got to do is hop on its back and get its jaw closed. It's easy.
Nope.
It's easy.
What do they
Nibble.
do? Isn't there like a top of the head where you just hit them on top of the head and then they fall over?
Fall over?
Yeah,
what are you talking about, goats?
Or they go unconscious.
I think you're thinking of sharks. Like you can go underneath a nurse shark and like push up on their, underneath their jaw and like flip them over and they go into a catatonic state.
Oh, they do?
I don't know. This is one of those things that you're typically right about when we're talking about this stuff.
No, what was the show back in the day with the people from Louisiana, but they were speaking English, but they had
Swamp
subtitles.
people?
Swamp people.
They were on.
Yeah.
I was on a show one time with Coach James Hale, and I guess Leanne Schwarzentrooper is related to one of them. So they came in and they were talking. I have no idea what you guys are saying.
Swamp People's been in this studio before?
Not in this studio, but in the old studio.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. Chase, maybe? I think it was his
Okay.
name.
All right.
There is a soft-ish spot at the base of their skull where you can reach their spinal cord, but good luck finding that when it's coming at you with their mouth open.
So you can, in fact, knock it there and knock it unconscious or something?
Yeah. I learned that from the Swamp People. I didn't know what they were saying, but like when they would hit on the top of the head and then they just go unconscious.
CP98?
Yeah.
The sharks, you can put them in a catatonic state.
See, I didn't know that. That'd be good to know if I'm ever waiting in the...
I don't know if it's all sharks. I just know nurse sharks specifically. I see a lot of... Because nurse sharks aren't very aggressive.
Yeah.
So you can get very close and, push them underneath, flip them over, and then they fall asleep. I wouldn't suggest doing that with like a bull shark or a tiger shark or a great white shark, but to each his own. So do what you got to do.
Right.
Do what you got to do. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's good. That's good. But yeah, alligators, they can't open their mouth with any force. Now, their closing force is like some ridiculous amount of poundage per square feet or square inch. But yeah, they don't have any real power to open their mouth up.
Huh.
Yeah. That's why people are able to tape their jaw shut because they can hold them.
That's right, yeah.
And just I'm assuming you've held an alligator before at a field trip or something like that.
Negative.
No? Not even a baby one?
Have you?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. In a gator world. I think you can go to the one place with the airboats and they got tons of them you can hold.
Yeah. No, I was born at night. Not last night.
I need to confirm with Wanda if you were actually born that night because your whole MO with this quote may be a farce. I don't know.
It could be. Yeah.
I was born in the day, but I didn't just lay in the hay. I don't know. That one doesn't work as well. All right, here's just a fun quote for our Afternoon Delight debrief. When asked by the Miami media this week about his decision to wear a Guardian cap this season, Devon Achane replied, "My quarterback thinks my name is Tanner. I've corrected him plenty of times, but he still looks at me every time and defaults to Tanner." Achane said, scanning the room for recognition. So, let's just say I'm doing what I can to protect myself. I hope Tua does too down the road before another hit turns me into Preston.
Ooh.
So Achane wearing the Guardian cap. There's a running back trying to, give that little extra protection because he's got some up close and personal things and seeing what happens when you get some nasty concussions and some big things happen. But,
yes, sir.
But yeah, you got any other ones?
Let's see. Come across. Oh, interesting, right? So
that's the whole point of this segment,
I guess. Did you know Lamborghini used to be a tractor company?
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Samsung used to be a grocery store. Odd. That's weird. LG was a facial cream.
Huh?
IKEA started out as a pen. Weird.
You ever been in an IKEA?
Have I? Is there one here?
No.
There's not
There's
one
definitely
here?
not one
Okay.
here. I know Jacksonville has one, and I think Atlanta has one as well.
But you build your own furniture? Or
something like that. But I went to our first one last year when we went to the Jacksonville Niners game, and it's a ridiculously large store.
Yeah.
And like you basically walk through all these different paths and all that stuff, and you kind of can pick something. But then where you're looking at it, that's not where you get it from. Once you get to the end of this long path, it goes into like this big warehouse area where now you have to find the item that you want to buy.
Okay.
And then you load it up, and then, yeah, you do indeed have to build it.
Do you have to, like, is it like Aldi where you have to, like, get your own shopping cart? Like, or no? Like,
I mean, yeah.
BY.
Or do you have to load your own stuff? You have to load your own stuff?
I think they help you because it's pretty heavy.
I got you.
Especially if you're buying like a credenza or a, TV cabinet or something like that. But it's a wild store, man. You have like all these different sections. You go through all these like staged areas, and you're like, when is this place going to end?
Right.
Dedicate at least an hour, maybe more. It all depends.
Okay.
But yeah, I think the closest one's either Jacksonville or Atlanta.
Yeah. How about Kohl's? When's the last time you've been into a Kohl's?
Last year.
Yeah.
We have a Kohl's there on 77.
Mm-hmm.
It's also got a Sephora in it, so if you have a teenage daughter, you know all about Sephora.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Expensive.
And apparently they're about to open up another one in Pier Park.
Oh,
so
really?
we need. Why not have another Sephora? What's better than one Sephora is two Sephoras. One Sephora, two Sephora, three Sephora, more. I don't. But yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Places. Anyway, Moose wanders into company's garage, tramples BMWs. Moose wandered into a company's garage in Sweden, speaking of IKEA, and trampled all over 3 BMW cars, causing about $20,000 worth of damage before fleeing. Victor Ortegren, a company director at Shimadan, a BMW specialist, was putting his boat into storage at the company's garage on the outskirts of Gothenburg when he heard loud noises. Ortegren investigated the commotion and discovered a moose called an elk in Sweden. So is it a moose or an elk? Because we have elk and moose here in the States. He wandered into a garage and was climbing all over a trio of parked BMWs, including a restored BMW 850i. The company shared the video of the incident on YouTube, so if you want to go see it, search it up. No humans or animals were injured during the moose's visit, with the massive beast fled the garage of its own accord after causing about $20,000 worth of damage.
Do moose have knuckles?
They have feet.
They have feet?
Yeah. I don't think they have fingers or toes, so.
Yeah.
Do you?
Nah, I don't know.
But you don't use your knuckles when you're doing your swing tip, right?
No.
No hands.
Yeah, no hands.
Just arms.
Yes.
Just arms.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. I want to say this one, but I'm going to not say it because it's definitely pushing the envelope a little bit.
How about the favorite pizza toppings by state?
Ooh.
So here in Florida, pepperoni is
I would
the
think
number
nationally, that's probably up there pretty good.
Texas has got pepperoni. California went in with avocado.
That is disgusting.
Yeah, isn't it?
It's because they're so close to Mexico.
Avocados from Mexico.
What's that from?
A commercial.
It's their jingle for avocados.
Oh, okay.
From Mexico.
I got you.
Guess where the avocados come from, Jay?
Mexico.
Good guess.
Yeah.
Good guess. You did good there. Word association.
Pepperoni was good, and they won the election in Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky. Looks like Illinois went with, is that mushroom? No, yep, they went with pepperoni.
I do like mushrooms on pizza too, though.
Pepperoni mushroom? That's a good combination.
Pepperoni, mushroom, and bacon.
Oh, yeah.
Throw some banana peppers on there too.
Jalapenos.
Yeah.
Now, the irony of all of this.
More toppings.
Yeah, I love Supreme.
Ooh, Supreme is solid. Paparazzi, one of Coach James' Hale sponsors, they've got a great Supreme. They had a great lunch special, too.
Their pizza in general is really, everything
solid.
that I've ever had from there is great.
Ooh, real quick aside, Liam had his first slice of Sbarro this past weekend.
Oh, at the mall?
In Atlanta. In Atlanta, in the airport.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. And he's like, oh, my God, this is the best pizza I've ever had. I know. It's like, I know, bro. It's so good.
It is.
And it only exists in places like that.
That's right.
Well, yeah, so we went there on the way down, and then we had to go. Our gate wasn't in that terminal, but we had enough time to hop on the tram and get.
You still have to two-hand it. You can't one-hand this thing, right?
It's on. You can bend it.
Yeah, hit the fold on.
Yeah,
I love the fold.
I'm a pizza folder. I grew up in New Jersey. I got a full pizza.
Yeah.
Slices are too big not to fold them. Gets out of control. But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your pizza topping segment there. It just made me think of his first time having Sbarro pizza.
Yeah, that's cool.
And he's like, "This is the best pizza I ever have."
Absolutely.
And I agree with him.
Yeah.
It's good.
It is.
And they give you the garlic, the crushed red pepper, the oregano, the salt. They give you it all in those shakers right there so you can really get your pizza the way you want it.
Yes, sir.
But anyway. Go ahead.
No, well, the last one was that Pennsylvania came in with corn as their number one. Weird.
I've never had corn on pizza.
I haven't either.
It doesn't sound good for you. You got the cheese will stop you up, and then the corn just comes right out. I don't know. It's a weird idea. I've never seen corn or avocado on pizza, for that matter.
Low calorie.
But, low calorie indeed, and a lot of omega fatty acids in that avocado that are good for you. But we got to take a break because we got.
What about anchovies or sardines? Y'all like either one of them?
I mean, I've tried it before. Like it's. I would never order it. I have tried it, and I wasn't a fan of it. But it's kind of like you and drinking the Vienna sausage thing. If somebody, hey, try this anchovy pizza. I was like, I tried it. I came. I saw. I found out I didn't like it, so I moved on. But I couldn't say it. I never tried it.
I used to really like Caesar salads and everything until I had to make Caesar dressing one time, and I was like, that ruins it for me.
You're like, now I know. Now I know.
Rotten egg? Is it rotten egg? Or is it
sardines or anchovies? I forget which one, but you got to grind up the fish.
Yeah.
It's
terrible.
Yeah. If Ryan loves Caesar salads, and if she knew that I haven't told her yet. If she knew that, we'd be done.
But we're a random YouTube video playing one day of this is how you make Caesar.
Hey Ryan, you want to learn how to make your own Caesar dressing?
Please do that this week.
Oh, I can't do that to her. I can't. A couple more years.
Okay.
Tell Liam.
He will. He'll tell her immediately. Next time she has a Caesar. Anyway, we're keeping him on wait. We got to get Keith Fleming on the line. You're listening to The Inside Drive. He'll be live from Las Vegas, giving us his official lineup for Week 11 NFL football action. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd. Detroit, finally. I don't think Detroit wins this game 2 years ago. I don't think Detroit wins that game last year on the road against the Houston-level team playing like that. The ultimate sign that Detroit has arrived. You can stink up the joint and beat C.J. Stroud and the Texans in Houston Sunday night.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays, ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. The rest of the day, there will be a moderate breeze out of the east-southeast, mostly clouds and 80. A variety of mostly clouds and very light showers tonight, a bit colder at 71. Tomorrow, a chance of sprinkles in the morning and then some clouds and a high of 72. About the same at 71 Friday, and we'll have sunshine. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive a new 2024 Kia. You'll see why everyone is talking about Kia. The 2024 Kia will give you the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2024 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in a luxury sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Drive away today in a new 2024 Kia K5. Performance, power, and design built just for you. Discover the new Kia at Bill Bird Kia. Bill Bird Kia, the original home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you just like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty.
Don't mind me. I'm just playing through. Now back to the Inside Drive, live and local from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studios. ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's all right. Take it easy. It's Wednesday. It's our 12:20 segment, and the dedication by this man, Keith Fleming. Follow him on Twitter at Keith Fleming, 2 M's in Fleming. All his daily fantasy stuff is always going to win you some cash money. He's out there live from Las Vegas, the mecca of sports betting and gambling, on the golf course to make sure you guys didn't miss out on the official DK lineup here for Week 11. Keith, first question I got for you. What golf course you playing out there?
We were playing Highland Falls. Ricky Tolston picked it. Beautiful golf course. I'm not exactly playing very well right now, but, I mean, we are in Vegas, and, it's understandable.
Yeah,
right?
No, absolutely.
A lot of distractions.
A lot of distractions, and, it's that, you're used to playing, the same courses often. So a lot of times when people go elsewhere, your game takes a second to get back to that comfortability, so to speak. 'Cause
what does a cart girl look like?
Actually, it was pretty disappointing, if I'm being honest. Not to be sexist, but...
Jay bringing the riveting questions.
It's a fair question.
It's a fair question.
True story. True story.
Oh, boy.
All right, Keith, I know we don't have a ton of time. We want to let you get back to golf, and let's dive through your official lineup coming up here for Week 11.
You got it. Starting at the QB... Let's go with Russell Bustle, man. I think I owe him an apology. I owe Mike Tomlin an apology. The Steelers' offense is so much better with him at QB. He scored 19 points or more in 2 of his 3 starts, averaging almost 20 points per game. And he's facing who you want to face if you're a quarterback right now, which is the Baltimore Ravens. They allow a league-leading 314 passing yards per game to opposing QBs. That's the most in the NFL by over 30 yards. They're also allowing 2.1 passing touchdowns per game. The addition of Mike Williams, gives them another weapon. And as much as the Ravens' pass defense is awful, their run defense is still elite. So I think the Steelers are going to really have to lean in on, throwing the ball, obviously. The running backs, let's go with Devin Achane, 7,200 versus Vegas. He's finished now top 3 at the position in half of the games he's played for his career. Just an absolute juggernaut. 5+ receptions in 5 games this season, including the last 3 where he's combined for 20 receptions. Remember, those are free points on DK. And the Raiders, they allow a lot of receptions. They give up the 8th most per game, just over 5. They give up over 100 rushing yards per game. Only 6 defenses have allowed more rushing play to 20+ yards. That's very good for somebody who, obviously can bust a big play in a hurry like A-Chain. And the most important thing, and the main reason I'm so bullish on him, is he played a career-high 70% of the snaps for the Miami Dolphins backfield last week. It appears that is his backfield, which is something that, I know people have been frustrated about Mostert and, other guys getting snaps. It looks like this is A-Chain's show. The other running back, best value on the board this week. And remember, I'm a country bumpkin, so I apologize. It's probably wrong. But Audric Estime, I think, 4,500 versus Atlanta. Again, it's just volume. He saw 14 rush attempts compared to the other 3 backs, seeing a combined 3. So it's another case where it looks like he has kind of strangled the Denver backfield. And I know Atlanta, the Falcons have a good run defense. They do, but you can say the same for the Kansas City Chiefs. He ran for over 50 yards on them last week. I think they're really going to have to lean on the rushing game a little bit with young Bo Nix, because I do believe in Raheem Morris. I think he's a good coach. He'll figure it out. There's some risks, obviously, again, because he hasn't caught a reception all season. You know how much I like that in running backs on DK. But he only needs 13.5 points to hit his 3X number, which is what we're looking for cash games. The wide receivers, I think there's so much value this week. George Pickens, 7,000 versus Baltimore. He is becoming the force that, as a Georgia fan, I knew he was with Russell Wilson starting. Double-digit points in all 3 starts, 20.5 points or more in 2 of 3. Those are his 2 highest scoring totals on the season. And again, Baltimore really bad versus the pass. They allowed the most receptions to opposing wide receivers in the NFL at 15. And the Ravens allow the most receiving yards at almost 200 yards to opposing wide receivers and touchdowns at 1.6. So just a really good matchup. Cedric Tillman's the second one, 5,300 for the Cleveland Browns at New Orleans. I'm going to just keep playing Tillman until his price goes up or he stops having monster games with Jameis Winston. Because in the 3 games that Winston's played this season, he is an elite wide receiver. 32 targets, at least 9 in each, 21 receptions, at least 6 in each, 255 receiving yards, at least 75 in each. And then the most important thing, 66.5 points on DK, at least 18 in each of those games. He scored 3 touchdowns. And this is a Saints defense that allows the 3rd most receiving yards per game to wide receivers. And then I'm going to suck up to the host a little bit by going with the 3rd wide receiver being Jawan Jennings.
I mean, 5,300 is kind of wild.
He is. It's ownership. It's got to be because he continues to overperform that number. But there's a lot of reasons to believe he's the number 1 wide receiver in your offense.
Mm-hmm.
In his first game back last week, he led the 49ers in routes run, targets, receptions, air yards, receiving yards. He ran routes on 40 of 41 dropbacks, 32% target share. He had 34% of the air yards when Brock Purdy put it up. And then we know that Jennings is basically in the Ayuk role. Well, that's very good this week.
Yeah, he's going to be the X-wide receiver for the rest of the season. Shanahan announced that earlier today.
It's big news. If you have Jawan Jennings, that is very good for your fantasy team. But again, Seattle runs single coverage, meaning man, at the highest rate in the NFL. Jennings, in that Ayuk a 25% target rate on pass plays so far this season when there is single coverage. Tight end Hunter Henry, he disappointed last week. He's 3,900 versus Los Angeles. It hurt me because I had him everywhere. He had 1 catch for 14 yards on 4 targets. But the main thing, he's still on the field for 57 of 61 plays. He ran routes on 90% of passing plays. And the Rams allow almost 60 receiving yards per at almost 12 yards per reception. He racked up 20 catches with Drake May in the previous 3 starts. I think he's a great bounce-back candidate. And then again, let me suck up to the host again. CMC, 8,300 is my flex versus Seattle. I'm going to keep playing him until this price goes up because I know the 16.7 points, it's cheap. Like he was almost 9K most weeks last year, rightfully so. He scored 20 points or more in 15 games, 25 points or more in 8. And if you just look at it, he saw 19 touches immediately. The other backs weren't involved when Mason and Garendo touched the ball once each.
Yep.
It's the Seattle team. They allow the 2nd most rushing yards per game to opposing running backs, 123rd, over 5 yards per carry at the 3rd highest rate. I just think CMC at 8,300 is a value. And the Niners is a must-win. So I think that their offense is going to roll versus Seattle. And then for the defense, give me the Cleveland Browns. They're at New Orleans, 2,600. They've scored 6 points or more 6 of their 9 games. It's because of all the sacks they get. 12 sacks over their last 3. Don't let the Saints' offensive performance versus my awful Atlanta Falcons defense fool you because the Falcons can't get pressure. And when you can't get pressure, Derek Carr can look pretty good. I think the Browns get a lot of pressure with Myles Garrett, and they're a pretty good value at that 2,600. And that's the DK lineup for goodness gracious, I can't believe we're here, but week 11.
Yeah, no doubt. Last time the Niners played the Seattle Seahawks, they rushed for 228 yards, and that was mainly Garendo, but that's the game that Mason went out with the shoulder injury. And then, of course, Brock Purdy passed for 255 as well. So, and that was on the road against Seattle. So a huge must-win game for the Niners to keep pace with the Cardinals in the division. And Jennings back, CMC.
Them twice, though, right? Don't they play Arizona twice, or is it just once?
I think it's twice because they lost to the Rams already once. Here, I got the schedule right in front of me, Keith.
Keith, why do football players wear tight pants? That's what I want to know. I don't understand.
Why do they?
I don't get it.
Well, I would think it makes it harder for people to grab you. For tackling. Like you would not want somebody grabbing your jersey pants. Yeah, make it easier to pull you down. But I don't know that for sure. That would just be my guess.
I tried to run in some tight-fitting jeans, and it didn't work well.
Jeans
versus... There's a big difference. Yeah, jeans and tights. Rick James, for instance, because it was a little chilly this morning, he's rocking the tights underneath the shorts. Which, Rick James looks good in those tights under the shorts.
Yeah. So he's got the tights under the. Okay, I got it. What color?
They're gray. Ricky, you know, he's a leader of many men now in his employment, so he can't wear the wild colors and styles that he used to.
Gotcha.
He's got to be a little bit more presentable.
I had to tone it down a little bit. Yeah, the Niners have already lost to the Cardinals and the Rams already this season.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So this is, they got to win basically the rest of their NFC West games. If they do, they're still going to probably control their own destiny, and they're still the team that I don't want to mess with. I think that something me and Ryan have talked about numerous times, but Brock Purdy has proved he's the real deal. And any haters now are just that. They're just haters. Because all the data shows this guy, doesn't matter who's playing, can get it done.
Well, he really put the team on his shoulder in a game that Jake Moody was just, dropping the ball. And I'll give Moody a little pass. He was out for, 2, maybe 3 weeks. And as a kicker, if you're not getting live game kicks, you got to kind of settle back in. But at the same time, he made the kick that matters.
Y'all got to get that control, though, right? Because special teams, y'all are 30th DVOA.
Oh, and we drop every punt that we seem to return. It's our huge Achilles heel.
That's our bugaboo.
Yep. Oh, there it is, bugaboo. Hadn't heard that one in a while. Hadn't heard that one in a while. Any other players that you're potentially looking at this week, Keith? And I know, as you always tell our listeners, make sure you're paying attention to his stuff throughout the rest of the week as it does change. There's more developments. Injuries happen in practice. Different things certainly happen.
Drake London is somebody that I think a lot of people will automatically move away from because obviously playing Denver, you would think Patrick Surtain is shadowing him. Well, he lines up in the slot about 50% of the time. Surtain is not one of those corners. He never moves into the slot. He's always on the outside. That means London's going to have, basically half of the Falcons' passing plays. He's not going to have Surtain on him. That's a huge deal, and I think it, could obviously open it up for him. Any of the Ravens guys, basically at this point. You look at what Rashad Bateman's been doing lately. Obviously, Zay Flowers has been incredible. Interested to see what Derrick Henry does versus the, Pittsburgh good run defense. And then the other one that I'm very curious about is Mike Williams, who's dirt cheap. We saw him catch that great touchdown on just a beautiful ball by Russell Wilson that actually won the game last week. I'm curious to see if he ends up really becoming the number 2 weapon in that offense, because really it's kind of been Van Jefferson here, Calvin Austin there, but really inconsistent. And I think that there's a chance that, Mike Williams, if he can just play somewhat like he did, all those years with the Chargers, Pittsburgh's offense and just team in general could be really good. Russell seems to have his swagger back, man, which good for him, man. A lot of people hated on him, including myself.
Absolutely. But, hey, Mike Tomlin just proves to be the coach that continues to do wonderful things with the players he's got and has had a great tenure thus far. And, heck, they're right now leading the division. But big game coming up this weekend, like you said, against those Baltimore Ravens. Keith, we'll let you get back to it. We appreciate you, as always. Everybody go follow Keith on X, Twitter, for whatever we're calling it. It's at Keith Fleming, 2 M's in Fleming. All your DFS action you need, questions, he's always extremely responsive. Shoot him a DM. You guys can post in their live shows in the chat and find out all the information you may need. Keith, tell everybody else we said hello and enjoy your rest of your trip out there in Vegas.
I definitely will, boys. Y'all have a great one. Take care, David and Jay.
Thank you. Later, bud. Very, very much. Later. 2 big riveting questions you had in that segment. What did the cart girl look like, and why do NFL players wear tight pants? That's you're asking the questions that people want to know.
I don't know. What was the answer for the tight pants?
Keith said that it makes it harder to tackle. Obviously, if you had big old baggy pants on, you'd have a lot more Derrick Henry incidents out there. But at the same time, he's kind of appealing to our female demographic with the questions that they certainly want to know, as a lot of them enjoy those tight NFL pants. Jay, hopefully not as much as you.
Yeah, when they, their butts are out when they're down from defense and offense. So.
Yep. Derrick Henry had the full moon out last week.
Did he?
Which means it's not hard to happen.
He had the plumber.
No, that wasn't the plumber. That was the whole kit and caboodle. Yep. But, we'll go ahead and take a quick break. We got our final segment of this Wednesday. Obviously, you can tell Jay is back in studio. We got you for the rest of the week?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see indeed. But you guys are listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
So Augie and Rick and the rest of you Louisiana losers, remember these words. I stand behind Alabama and we'll go to war for the Crimson Tide, Paul. This is the Nick Saban of pressure washing, and I don't give a about nothing but my Tide, Paul.
Guy gets right to the point, doesn't he?
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey folks, Chris Kramer with Bill Kramer GM. And the best place to listen to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is inside a brand new vehicle from Bill Kramer GM. And I want you to know we've got 10 times the amount of inventory on the ground as we did this time last year, and darn near all of them are discounted. So shop us online at BillKramerGM.com or visit us the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd. We'll make it easy and take great care of you.
Tired of flipping through channels and finding nothing good? Introducing Lucid Stream TV. Get over 2,000 live streaming channels. Catch every game of the season with over 100 sports networks, including ESPN, ESPN Plus, the NFL Network, and Red Zone. Even pay-per-view events. Watch local network channels from most major markets throughout the country. Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC. It's more than sports. Lucid Stream TV offers premium movie channels like HBO, Cinemax, Stars, 200-plus entertainment and news networks, or watch 10,000 movies on demand, including recent theater releases. Just $41.99 a month when you use the ESPN-NW promo code at checkout. Watch on up to 5 devices at the same time. Perfect for sharing with family and friends. Lucid Stream TV gives you everything you want for less. Cut the cord, not the fun. To score Lucid Stream TV, go to ESPNPC.com and click on the Lucid Stream TV logo.
This is where the reigning SEC tournament champions play.
Left wing, another long three ball. Mike Kelly. Goodness gracious. That's a logo three. Knocked away by Broom. Has a breakaway to the hole. Tigers pick up exactly where they left off.
The Tigers host the Kent State Golden Flash. Catch the coverage at 6:30 p.m. Central tonight on your official home for Auburn basketball.
ESPN Northwest Florida. War Eagle.
Live from the 19th hole.
I can't believe you're a professional golfer. I think you should be working at the snack bar.
It's the Inside Drive from the Bill Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studio.
The price is wrong.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Jay, please leave your clothes on. I know when this song comes on, you want to get up on stage and make some stuff happen. Yeah. Keith's in Vegas. We're not in Vegas.
That's right.
Okay, so keep your clothes on in the studio. We appreciate it very much. Yeah. You guys are listening to The Inside Drive. We are live on ESPN Northwest Florida. We've got a great lineup of football, NFL football, coming up this Sunday. Starts at 12 p.m. The coverage starts at 11:30. First kickoff's going to be at 12. That's going to be the Jags and the Lions. And then, of course, at 3:25, you got the Bills at the Chiefs. Bills are missing Keon Coleman. I think he's out for the rest of the season, if I'm not mistaken. I know he's got a hand injury. Maybe he's just out for a couple games. I thought I might have heard the season. So the Jags are definitely down one of their big-time weapons, or Jags. The Bills are down one of their big-time weapons on the outside. But the Chiefs continue to win games. They've been down in 8 of 9, and they've come back in every single one of them as they have a perfect 9-0 record. And then your Sunday night football action. You got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Los Angeles Chargers. That's going to be a 6:30 coverage, 7:20 kickoff. Chargers still trying to keep somewhat pace there with the Chiefs in the AFC West as they dropped their last one. And the Bengals just desperately need a win. Last week, Joe Burrow throws 5 touchdown passes. They still lose. And Jared Goff throws 5 interceptions, and they still win. Wow. NFL football is certainly a crazy thing. It's already probably finished up, but I did want to mention it. It was this morning at 10:30 a.m. over there at Arnold High School. 9 Arnold Marlins signed to take their academic and athletic skills to the collegiate level. In baseball, you had Eli Blair. He's officially signed at the University of Florida, as did Cooper Moss, Austin Hendricks, and Josh Lindsay, both with Gulf Coast State College. On the softball side of things, Bree Clark signed with Southeastern Louisiana University, and Kylie Malayas, I apologize if I pronounced that incorrectly, Reed State College, as well as Justice Taylor. She is also going to Reed State College. And then two more volleyball. You got Zoe Vandal, who's going to Jacksonville University. And then in rowing, Jay Henley, you've got Delaney Cyber going to St. Mary's College of California.
Wow.
Wait, what did you just say? What was the last sport?
Rowing.
We have rowing in Panama City? Nice. Way to go.
And Delaney Cyber is going to St. Mary's College of California on a scholarship for rowing.
That's cool.
It's very cool. I wonder where they do it.
Row your boat.
Do you know what the actual boats are called, Jay, in rowing?
Yachts?
No.
No.
Skulls.
Oh.
Like Vikings.
They're the really long skinny ones. Kind of looking a little bit like those Viking ships.
Very interesting.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Fun fact. The Airbnb we stayed in Tampa, which was very close to the stadium, was literally right next to the campus of Tampa Jesuit, who beat Arnold 2 years ago in the soccer state final.
Oh.
Looked like a high-dollar college campus to me.
Yeah.
Huge gates, beautiful, like just beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. But I was like, hey, there's Tampa Jesuit.
Did they play them in the state championship last year?
I think it was 2 years. They played another Jesuit, and they beat them this year. I think Tampa Jesuit was 2 years ago.
Gotcha.
I might be wrong. I've been wrong a million times. So, but yeah, either way, that Tampa Jesuit was right there. It's kind of cool.
Beautiful campus, huh?
And then also, yeah, beautiful. I mean, for a high school, are you kidding me? I think it costs like $30,000 a year to go there. And then also, I didn't realize how close Steinbrenner Stadium is to Raymond James Stadium, where the Yankees have their spring training.
Oh,
literally like a 7-iron away.
Huh.
Yeah, right there. Pretty cool.
Spent a lot of time in that facility.
Yeah, it's a cool place. It's a cool area right there.
Yeah. Right off of what, Dale Mabry Boulevard?
Yep, exactly.
Bringing back the roots.
Yeah.
And we were close enough that we could.
St. Pete, but you know,
just had to hit the 275 bridge and you're right there. But yeah, we were close enough that we were able to walk back from the game.
How about that?
Well, that's pretty neat. Saved $40 on parking, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. And Beth and Ryan, they didn't come to the game. They dropped us off, and then they got caught up in some traffic, so they couldn't get to us, and we hoofed it back.
How about that?
But yeah, it was fun. Yeah. It's a good time.
That's a good bonding moment, man. Walks are always like the best. I love walking. I bonded with myself over walking.
Yeah, right?
For real.
It's a good thing to do. Real quick, shout out to Doc A. He picked 9 games yesterday against the spread. He didn't get the Atlanta-Boston game. He didn't get the Hornets-Magic game, but he got the Heat at the Pistons, the Knicks, the 76ers, the Raptors at the Bucks, the Suns at the Jazz, and he picked the spreads with all of these as well. And then he also got the Mavericks at the Warriors. The Timberwolves, again, this is with the spread. I'm not saying they won or lost. And then the Timberwolves at the Trailblazers. Portland actually won that game straight up. So that was certainly a crazy one. But hey, if I was betting 9 bets every week, I would be very happy with 6 out of 9. Typically, if you're betting the same units on each one of those, you're probably going home with some cash. Jay, speaking of picking games, we did review it yesterday, but we had our pick 'em last week.
It was rough.
It wasn't bad. You and me had the same number.
Okay.
So first game we picked was Ole Miss, Georgia. You went with your Dogs. We went with Ole Miss. They won. All three of us went with Iowa State. They got upset. I mentioned it earlier.
Kansas.
That's right. Kansas beat them in that one. David and I both went with Colorado. You went with Texas Tech. Colorado got the dub in that one. We both went with LSU. They got boat raced there by the Alabama Crimson Tide. All three of us went with BYU. All three of us went with the Niners. And all three of us went with the Falcons. That was 2 wins and 1 loss. The Falcons were the team that did lose. And then the Steelers and the Commanders. I picked the Commanders. Y'all both picked the Steelers. Steelers got the victory in that one by a single point. I believe 28-27 was that final score. All three of us went with the Cardinals. They won. I took the Texans, and the Lions, despite the 5 turnovers, still ended up winning that football game. So you got 5, I got 5. David got another 8. So 95-80 to 53.
Georgia Tech and Miami wasn't on there because I feel like I picked Georgia Tech on that. No,
maybe on Hard Rock.
Yeah, I got you.
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech, okay.
Texas Tech, Colorado, yeah.
Yeah. I know you would have picked Georgia Tech over Miami.
Yeah. That was a tough
Who'd you pick out of Texas Tech and Colorado?
Texas Tech.
Colorado.
Just because I couldn't say Colorado.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's definitely a tough one to say. But, yeah, a couple of the big games coming up on the NFL side of things. Like I already mentioned, we got Thursday night football, too, as well, right here on
Yeah, who's that going to be? Commanders and the Eagles. 6:30 coverage time, 7:15 kick.
A great Thursday night game. Divisional matchup. And a lot of implications in this one as the Eagles are 7-2 and the Commanders are 7-3. I believe the winner of this game will be the leader in the NFC East. Spread right now 3.5. Eagles are at home. Tough place to play for the Commanders. Hopefully the Commanders, a tough loss last week, but a great Thursday night football game. Like like Ralph said, coverage at 6:30. Opening kick 7:15. This weekend you got the Packers at the Bears. Bears desperately need a win and avoid dropping another one there. Just fired their OC. What was his name? Shane Waldron. Jags and Lions. That'll be right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Vikings at Titans. Raiders at Dolphins.
Put the house on Minnesota, y'all.
5.5. Although you've been pretty accurate with that when it comes to betting against the Titans.
It's like, if your team's going to be garbage, might as well make some money off of them.
That's silver lining.
It's the opposite. Everyone else is spending their money on gear for garbage teams. Nah, man, I'll make some money off you.
Bet against them and make some cash, yeah. Raiders, Dolphins, Rams, Patriots, Browns at the Saints, Colts at the Jets, Ravens at the Steelers. That's another big one, divisional matchup. Both teams have 7 wins. A lot of implications in that game as well. Falcons at the Broncos. Falcons dropped that game last week and looking to bounce back in that one. Broncos trying to get above 500 as they lost a tough one on that blocked field goal against the Kansas City Chiefs. Niners, Seahawks. That's Seahawks at Niners, excuse me. Niners trying to keep pace with the Cardinals in the NFC West. A lot of implication games this weekend with divisional stuff. Chiefs at the Bills. Bills trying to knock the Chiefs off for their first game this year, but they're going to have to do it without some of their weapons, and the Chiefs obviously are missing some of their weapons as well. But the scariest thing about the Chiefs right now is they are only going to get healthier as the season goes on. That's both on offense and defense. And I know they got Pacheco is officially on the IR now, so they've opened up his practice window, and he could be making a return in the next several weeks, which is a scary thing for anybody playing the Chiefs. And then, as we mentioned, Sunday night football, Bengals at the Chargers, and then a Monday night football game, another prime time game for those Dallas Cowboys. The good news is it will be dark, so they don't have to worry about the sun glaring through the windows.
Oh, was that an excuse last week?
Well, it wasn't an excuse. It was a reality.
Oh.
And CeeDee Lamb could not see a pass. And it also affected the Philadelphia Eagles as well. It was affected the press conference. But but Jerry was taking some ribs just because of, everybody's kind of ribbing him right now. So they were saying, like, how can you spend billions of dollars in a stadium and not have a sun glare coming through it?
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Dolphins got a win, though. They're on the up and up.
They did.
What, 3-6 now?
I want to say 3-6. But with Tua coming back, yeah.
I think they got he came back.
Yeah.
I think they got a bye week this week. But, yeah, what you think? What do you think? We'll do some pick'ems tomorrow. We'll dive deeper into those games. Right now, like I said, the Steelers are leading the Ravens, but they have to play each other this week. Kansas City Chiefs are leading the Chargers by a few games. They're undefeated. The Eagles are currently leading the Commanders. Huge game in that one. The Lions and the Vikings are not playing each other, but within a game. Tampa Bay, despite losing to the Niners this past weekend, still's got a good-looking path. That loss to for the Falcons this past week, they really could have started pulling away, but instead dropped that game, I believe, to the Saints. So now the Bucs really have a better opportunity than originally looking at. Mm-hmm. Cardinals have a 1-game lead over the Niners. Niners trying to tie that up, as the Cardinals do have a bye week this week, but it's against a formidable opponent, the Seattle Seahawks.
How about Arizona? Are you guys, from a 49er standpoint, are you concerned with Arizona?
Yeah, they're leading the division right now. They are leading. And they're playing good. Kyler Murray's playing good football right now. How about that? And they got a good defense as well. So that's going to be, we've already lost to them once. We got to play them one more time. And then we play Seattle, I believe, the last game of the season. So we still got everything in front of us, which is what you want. Yeah. Obviously, you need to take care of business. Our special teams needs to get a lot better. We need to make field goals. We need to catch punts. Because muff punts they're brutal. Right. They're game breakers. They're game killers. It's tough stuff. Tough stuff, that's for sure. But yeah, we'll get the pick 'em going tomorrow. No guests tomorrow. And then, of course, Friday we'll have our normal people. We'll have Joe Bond and Aaron Bearden. Of course, we'll have you on the guitar as well, as long as you're here. But it sounds like you're moving in the right direction.
Yeah, moving in the right direction.
There you go.
One step at a time.
One foot ahead of the other.
1 foot in front. Yeah.
Which foot goes forward as a receiver?
Oh, that's too much thinking, Ryan.
On the right side of the center.
That's way too much. That's way above my pay grade.
It's not thinking. It's a 50-50 chance. Either left.
Let's go.
All right, you're on the right side of the center.
Okay.
Which foot goes first?
Well, it depends.
No, it doesn't. Doesn't at all. There's no depending.
But what if your running back's trying to maybe run a right side route? I mean, so then my right foot's going to go to block you.
You're thinking
to block
too much. But you can't have two men in motion at the same time during the snap.
Jay will be out there with both feet on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to start.
What is the correct answer, though?
Well, if you ask any kid on Dynasty Football, which we had our first practice last night, they would tell you if you're on the right side of the center, your left foot would be the forward foot. You always have your inside foot to the center first.
No way.
See? You learned something today.
I did. Interesting.
Yep.
So left side is right foot?
Whatever foot is closest to the ball goes first.
That's the easiest way to say it.
Now,
But you were correct.
What school of football was this learned from?
Hard Knocks.
Wide receiver route running, and how you start your running.
I got you.
I'm sure there's some science behind it,
and that's why Dynasty is going to win the Super Bowl. Or whatever bowl we want to call it.
Back-to-back rings, baby. That's what we're coming
for. We're trying for.
Yes, sir.
But, man, yeah, we were out there. That was my first time going to Harders. I will say it is a little far out there, but...
Where is this?
Harders. It's way out there off 231. But the fields were fantastic. Great grass coverage, nice and firm, and, man, it made the kids look a little bit faster.
All right.
It was good stuff. But we got to go ahead and end the show. It's been a fun Wednesday. Jay, glad to have you back in studio. We'll be back tomorrow at 11 or Afternoon Underdogs coming up at 4. Have a great Tuesday, or have a great Wednesday, everybody.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Afternoon Underdogs.
And we're going to take the Rebels at the house to knock off the Georgia Bulldogs and